I walk through the corridors of memory, where each echo of your laughter reverberates like delicate chimes suspended in golden air. The scent of my chamber lingers in places where you have been, invisible yet undeniable, like a ghost of warmth that cannot be ignored. My thoughts spiral toward you without warning. Caught in a gentle gravity I cannot resist. Even beneath the crown, even within the careful measure of duty, my heart seeks your presence, a quiet rebellion against the rigid order imposed upon me. Every smile you have given me, even one fleeting and unnoticed, becomes a constellation in the expanse of my mind, mapping out a sky only I can traverse. In the stillness of my nights, when the world slumbers beneath a velvet canopy, I trace the contours of your essence as though I could hold it, and the moon leans closer, conspiring to illuminate the path to where you are. Each heartbeat whispers your name, a soft litany, and I'm tethered irrevocably to the orbit of your being, drawn nearer with every breath, every fleeting thought, as if the universe itself conspires to remind me that my soul dances exclusively for you. Time bends strangely when you're near, each moment stretching with an elasticity that defies reason. I remember the first instant my eyes caught yours, the way light caught your profile, igniting something ancient within me, a recognition that whispered across the divide of ordinary life. There is a gravity in your gaze, a weight that balances the chaos of my world, steadying me in ways I cannot name. In your silence, I find symphonies. In your presence, an unspoken dialogue that no words can capture. My hands, usually guided by ceremony, now ache for the simple permission to brush against yours, to feel the pulse of life that mirrors my own. The palace walls, the gilded windows, and the echoing halls recede into insignificance. For in your orbit, every burden becomes lighter, every shadow softened by the radiance of your essence. I imagine 1,000 lifetimes spent unraveling the quiet intricacies of your soul. And still, there would remain secrets, infinite as starlight, hidden behind the curve of your lips and the flicker of your gaze. To love you is to embrace both a serenity and a tempest. The paradox of devotion that swell with every thought I have of you, uncontainable and relentless. I have learned that love does not always shout in proclamations. Often, it whispers between glances, lingers in the tremor of a hand, and finds its voice in the spaces between words. I carry the memory of your laughter like a talisman, a charm against the mundanity that surrounds me. There is a richness in your presence that the world, in its haste, cannot comprehend. A quiet magnificence that does not demand attention, but commands it effortlessly. When I am apart from you, the air seems thinner, the light dimmer, as though the universe itself recognizes your absence. And yet, even in separation, I find traces of you. Shadows dancing on the walls, the ghost of your voice in the rustle of silk, the echo of your touch in the warmth that lingers upon my skin. It is a gentle tyranny, this love, for I am ruled by your essence, obedient to a force unseen but profoundly felt. In the hush of twilight, I imagine the world folding around us, leaving only your presence and mine, a sanctuary carved from constellations, where I can speak without restraint, dream without fear, and surrender to the orbit that holds me with such tender insistence. I often ponder the strange alchemy that brought us together, a blending of circumstance and fate so improbable that it could only be described as miraculous. Your voice, resonant and soothing, pierces the ordinary with its grace, and every word lingers as if suspended on the cusp of eternity. I am captivated by the rhythm of your thoughts, the subtle music hidden in the cadence of your sentences, and I find myself translating them into the language of my heart. Nights are a sacred indulgence when I close my eyes and let your image rise like the sun in my mind, illuminating the hidden corners of my being. I feel the brush of your spirit against mine in moments that appear mundane to the world, yet they ignite a blaze unseen, felt only in the tremble of my heart and the heat that colors my cheeks. Each glance, each whispered syllable becomes a map of devotion I am compelled to follow, a journey that transcends the boundaries of title and duty. In the sanctuary of our shared moments, the universe contracts, and there is nothing but the gravity between us, constant and enduring, an invisible thread woven through the tapestry of my existence, drawing me ever closer to the unassailable truth that I am irrevocably yours. There are days when the world demands my attention, when ceremony and expectation press against my will, yet even in such moments, the thought of you is a quiet rebellion I cannot suppress. I feel your influence in the cadence of my steps, the soft rhythm of my breath, and the steadying force behind every choice, as though your presence has been imprinted upon the very marrow of my being. I imagine your hand in mine, a simple gesture of unity that carries the weight of eternity, and it becomes a lifeline through the noise of duty. In your orbit, even the smallest gestures, your smile, a lingering glance, a word breathed softly, become milestones in the cartography of my heart. The world may see me as a princess, a figure adorned with expectations and public duties, but within the sanctuary of my private thought, I am merely a soul adrift, anchored by the gravity of your love. Each day that separates us feels like an eternity, yet every letter, every echo of your laughter pulls me nearer, reminding me that distance cannot sever the invisible tether connecting us. And when I finally see you, the world falls away entirely, leaving only the orbit of our intertwined hearts, spinning in quiet, eternal harmony. There is a sacred rhythm to loving you, a pulse that echoes through the corridors of my mind and reverberates against the walls of my heart. I feel it in the quiet moments when no one watches, when the world is suspended in a delicate hush and your presence is an undeniable force, invisible yet undeniably felt. I imagine conversations we have not yet had, words yet unspoken, and I am compelled to commit them to memory, as though foreseeing a future in which our hearts speak freely without hesitation. You are both my anchor and my storm, steadying me in moments of uncertainty while igniting the fiercest passions within me, a duality I have never known but cannot resist. Each breath I take carries a fragment of your essence, and even in the vast solitude of my chambers, I am suffused with the warmth of you. I have come to understand that love in its purest form is both gentle and relentless, patient yet urgent, a force that shapes the contours of my days and colors my nights. And so I surrender willingly to the orbit of your being, tracing its path with reverence, marveling at the invisible laws that draw me ceaselessly into the gravity of your heart, where I am unguarded, untethered, and wholly alive. Sometimes in the quiet of dawn, I imagine the world awakening around us, its light spilling gently into rooms where we might meet. I picture the soft press of your palm against mine, a gesture so simple, yet brimming with unspoken promises, and I am humbled by the intimacy that exists beyond words. There is a rhythm to your presence that harmonizes with the secret chambers of my soul, a resonance I cannot name but recognize instinctively. Every glance from you becomes a revelation,